This is Demon Souls. We're here on PlayStation 5, finally taking a look at this upgraded version, well, remade version of Demon Souls. So, yeah, it's kind of really designed for the PS5 here, bringing that hardcore prequel Dark Souls aesthetic to it. Something that a lot of people will, of course, really like. What we get here is a native 4K resolution at 30 FPS. There is HDR support, there is... And yes, it looks simply stunning. And it is hardcore, and it is intense, and it features death. But outside of the 4K mode, which, again, you should take a look at just to kind of marvel in the beauty of the architecture coming alive, and the aesthetic, and the... it really does look quite gorgeous. But what you really should be playing it on is the alternative mode, which is performance, where we get 1440p at 60 FPS. And whoa, it's smooth. It feels a lot smoother, well, because of the higher frame rate. So yeah, this is actually the mode I suggest playing on, because it still looks, you know, really good. But you also get the frame rate, which makes this a much better experience. Ugh. So I'm not huge on the Dark Souls games. That's why I've been so delayed on putting together like a video of this one. I've had it since the launch, and I was like, okay, fine, we're finally doing the video stuff. I actually filmed footage a while back in case I wanted to, you know, do a review, but I'm just kind of doing gameplay of it. I mean, like, this really isn't my sort of thing. I can marvel here at the beauty of the game, but I just do not enjoy these types of experiences, like the Dark Souls stuff. Just really not my cup of tea. Okay, we need to drink up. Oh no. Stop following me, you majestic monster. I guess it's not majestic, but... trying to heal. Ow. Yeah, they definitely don't let you get a hit in. And then you can hear, and I hope you kind of been hearing that, like, the crunch of the kind of attacking guys. We'll try to put it up closer to the mic next time we come across somebody. But yeah, every time you die, you kind of like restart in the area and you have to like fight everything all over again. And then there's an element of like exploration. Hopefully that's actually, you know, coming through, but you can hear that off the controller. It's kind of cool, it makes it feel reactive, and then you get like the real rumble of the, you know, the controller with the haptics and whatnot. It feels really, really nice and smooth. I think that's kind of cool, but this is a really gorgeous game, like visually. It feels super next-gen. Which is great, you know, great showcase of what they're doing here. And it's like almost like a random title, but not a random title. People love, you know, these games. They definitely feel that they're special. Another really neat element to it that I want to talk about is the destruction of the world. So, like, you can see, like, the wood kind of breaking down in the environment, you know. You see kind of, like, you can break barrels and that. And it's just, like, a really nice... sort of touch, if that makes sense. You know, just kind of seeing like bits of the environment all fall apart. I don't know if you'd survive the jump down there, I can't quite remember, but you know, it just makes it feel a little bit more reactive to what you're doing in the world, seeing like all these pieces, and then you can kind of like kick them and stuff a little bit. I don't know, I think that's kind of cool to me. And it's a game of stamina, you know, you gotta use your stamina correctly, and your blocking, so that you can effectively kill things. I mean, I think the controller sounds coming through is kind of a nice touch, but like I said, I'm not huge on these types of games. You know, big bosses, monstrous things you can do, integrations with others, and, you know, multiplayer stuff going on here. I think you gotta roll to get rid of the fire. It's, definitely a little bit brutal gameplay-wise. It definitely aims to challenge you and, you know, do some different things mechanics-wise. Oh, jeez. And I mean, I think it takes that original experience and just, like, really amps it up. Which I'm sure a lot of people appreciate if you were, like, fans of the original, or if you're, like, the Dark Souls folks and you want to go back to where things kind of kicked off. You know, Demon Souls is where the souls are demoned. You know, and all that kind of stuff. It's quite glamorous. It's just got like a very smooth aesthetic to it, and it's kind of just, you know, I think for those types of folks that like this thing, it can be fun. For me, I'm just like, oh god, I'm gonna get around and die a bunch. I mean, I've been basking in the beauty of it and how much like hard drive space it takes up, but I'm not gonna complain too much. It's a beauty. It really is. For me, it's just like purely something to take a look at like the visual aesthetics and kind of be like, wow, what a cool upgrade. Especially if you go and you like take a look at like what the original game looked like, the footage and everything like that, you're gonna be like, whoa, we have had some phenomenal upgrades in technology and stuff. And this is like an early gen game if you think about it, right? Like this is just us getting started with the generation almost. And I know I'm taking a look at this a little bit later on, but still it's kind of just hyper impressive to see this in action already. And I can't imagine what it's going to look like later on. I know it's it's a very pretty game for now, but one thing I've learned, kind of looking at console gens, is you look at something that comes out, right off the bat, and then you look at something that comes out at the end of the gen, it's like the early stuff almost looks horrible. And I think that's, it's kind of hard to believe at the time, but, there's probably going to be a lot of stuff that just, kind of blows your mind even in comparison to, like, what we've got here, and I think that's kind of special to think about. Drink, or eat my herbs, And it's like, to think about this maybe being less impressive someday is kind of a funny thought to think about, right? Are we hitting a roof, a threshold of how far things can go? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I always think we are, and then, you come around and you're already getting something that is just looking amazing again. So you can go multiple ways too. It's kind of almost open world if you think about it. Like it's linear hallways of death, but you can tackle it how you choose. Pikeman, you're really angering me. Keeping in mind, I could die and have to restart from that beginning area again at any point. We've almost run out of health and we haven't even gotten to an area where we're fighting somebody. Now you can hear like the wood from the controller and whatnot. I think that's kind of cool. No. I have perished. What will I do in death? And we're right back to where we came. How exciting, right? Oh, and there's some other cool visual stuff. There's like these visual filters you can do. So you can like turn it to like vivid and bright. Let's do something like evergreen. And you can just kind of see it's got like a fun little touch up. So they have some fun with it, right? They do some different things. Like, I mean, I think it's kind of cool that the visuals can get adjusted like that. You can play with like crazy filters. I mean, I never change filters in games. I think it kind of makes some experiences look a little bit silly, but for those that want to do something different, I could see why you'd be like, oh, this is cool. I'm completely almost out of my green plants and whatnot. That kind of sucks a lot. Oh yeah, we could do like the antique filter. It's like a yellowy haze. This one's actually kind of neat from it. Like, it kind of gives me like a Lord of the Rings vibe almost, like the aesthetic of it. I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of nuts looking, right? Like, just in terms of the style, I don't know. It's fun to play around with this stuff, right? Try something new. And this is what I don't like. It's like you get somewhere you just kind of die easily, and then you got to do everything from scratch, and it's kind of like, that's the game. And I know lots of people love it, but it's not necessarily for everyone, this style. But it is cool seeing my night guy do his thing and whatnot. Oh, where did you come from? Huh. Okay. Demon Souls. We're gonna die, aren't we, Crow? Yeah, Crow knows I'm gonna die. Probably not even gonna last this long. I'm gonna go down into the abyss. Just kidding. It's death when you go down there. Oh, and it all loads like instantly, basically, so that's kind of cool. I mean, I think that's kind of a nice touch. Oh, and then there's the film grain, too. What's the classic like? Oh, yeah. I think that gives it a nice touch. What an adventure. I really am blown away by the fluidity in that, though. Super cool to me. Wish it were easier to access the lower areas. You gotta go on this like very convoluted run around. And you can run by enemies too. You don't have to fight them. It's pretty easy to do this, but you know, it's just to mess around and whatnot. You know, it's exciting. Maybe with the you know, mid-gen refresh or PS6, we might be able to hit native 4K with a 60. That would be exciting. I'm not complaining, but yeah, no, it would definitely be cool to have that higher resolution threshold. But I think it still looks absolutely phenomenal. They've achieved something really, really fancy with this one. Oh, jeez, I do not appreciate the fire. Ooh, that could have been bad. Oh, I have died. Oh no. I must leave this world and then just respawn at the beginning again. No biggie. The gates of whatever this place is called. Try some film grain. Makes it feel more like a movie. Just kidding. Not a lot of them do film grain these days. What a harrowing landscape. That's not loading the bloodstain? That's weird. Sad. Gotta be fast. I think there's one area you can like burn down the wall with fire and then it like opens up a new area for you. This is a vicious world, I gotta say. Does make you wonder when they're gonna remake Dark Souls. Bet you it'll happen eventually. I can just see it happening. time for rolling. Ha! Ooh. Anyways, that's Demon Souls. Good luck out there if you try to survive. I know I've certainly died my fair share of times. That's for sure. Yep.